Well, guys, it is a whole new year, but we still have a little bit of unfinished business. You see, yesterday I took a look at the 5 best movies I reviewed in 2013, and my God, those were 5 awesome movies. However, with every with every dizzying high, there must come an earth-shattering low, and that's what we're looking at tonight. I have taken a look at all the bad movies I covered last year, and I have whittled it down to the 5 absolute worst I watched in 2013, and now it's time for us to count them down. Yes, guys, this is the absolute cream of the crap. These are the bottom 5 reaction and review movies of 2013. We kick off the countdown with a NASCAR comedy starring Will Ferrell. There is not a single positive thing out of that sentence I just stated, because I hate NASCAR and I hate Will Ferrell. The movie was Talladega Nights, the Ballad of Ricky Bobby. And if the comment section on that video is anything to go by, even fans of Will Ferrell think that movie is shit. So frankly, this thing has a very prominent spot here in number 5. I'm still trying to figure out, at what point did Will Ferrell and his co-writer think that anything in that goddamn movie was funny? I genuinely am trying to figure out that, because there was nothing there. There was maybe like a scene that I thought was kind of funny, but then again, that was funny for about 5 seconds, and the scene drug on for about 2 minutes, which was really the problem with the movie, because every single joke which was worth doing poorly was worth either dragging out until it completely fails at being funny on any level, or it's worth repeating ad nauseum. This movie is similar to almost everything else in the bottom 5, the very definition of anti-comedy. This thing is a piece of crap, and god damn it, I wish Will Ferrell would just stop making movies. He's no good at it. But anyway, yes, Talladega Nights, the Ballad of Ricky Bobby comes in at number 5. Number 4 was a comedy anthology film from last year that sported a massive all-star cast. I'm of course talking about Movie 43. Jesus God. Now, when I made that video, I joked that a whole lot of the cast were probably blackmailed into working on this thing. And apparently, I was kind of sort of right. Apparently, almost the entire cast were guilted into doing the movie. Which would probably explain why everybody's performances were so fucking wooden. I mean, yeah, guys, this movie was an absolute misfire from day one. And the very fact that I found out afterwards that they basically had to guilt every single or almost every single cast member into even showing up in this god-awful thing is just nothing short of funny. In fact, that's actually about the only funny thing you're going to get out of it, is the fact that the whole fucking cast did not want to be there. That seriously is the closest thing that Movie 43 will ever get to funny. And I also understand a lot of people commented that I stopped the movie before seeing the final sketch, which apparently either runs during the closing credits or in the middle of the closing credits. Has something to do with some kind of like a fucking animated cat or some such shit. I do not care, because the rules for this series are the moment that I see credits, I stop the movie. And frankly, there is nothing on this planet that is going to make me go and watch that sketch I missed. That sketch and everything else in that movie can fuck off and die. Movie 43 comes in at number 4. Number 3 is a parody film. I'm using the term parody in the loosest term possible. I'm of course talking about 30 Nights of Paranormal Activity with the Devil Inside the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. A movie that proves that no matter how much people want to talk about how Friedberg and Seltzer do not know how to do parodies, Craig Moss is willing to step up and go, I can do it so much worse. He has proved it twice now, and in both instances his titles have been ridiculously retarded run-on sentences. And I swear to God, guys, the biggest problem with these movies, as well as also the movies from Friedberg and Seltzer, now that I think about it, is, first of all, they have to explain every single joke because apparently they think that their viewers are incredibly thick. You would have to be thick, honestly, to find almost anything in any of these movies funny. But also, 30 Nights of Paranormal Activity with the Devil Inside the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo has a bad habit of also dragging out jokes. Dragging, and I'm talking just drag, I'm talking like dragging, like dragging out a joke, which could have been even just slightly funny, until you want to die yourself. They also will take jokes that were never funny in the first place, and they will make you want to shoot the writer. That is how bad the writing in this shit was. And it really was just a mountain of absolutely dis-fucking-jointed references, all strung, together in some half-assed fourth-rate Paranormal fucking Activity parody. And Paranormal Activity as a franchise is a piece of shit in the first place. Why in the hell you would want to reference and directly parody garbage, I will never understand. But that was exactly what Craig Moss wanted to do, and we were basically stuck with this absolute comedic abortion. 30 Nights of Paranormal Activity with the Devil Inside the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo comes in at number 3. Number 2, I genuinely thought was going to be the worst movie I watched all year. It's a children's film, which also sets the record for worst grossing movie in film history. Worst grossing film to open on, I think it was like 1,500 plus screens. I'm talking about the Oogieloves in the Big Balloon Adventure. Oh my god. Now, guys, I mentioned in my video that I didn't even think that children would want to see this, and I now have proof. I have friends who have children, and they asked for a link to download the movie. They tested it on their children. In every instance, within 20 minutes, the kids asked if they could watch something good. So that means, guys, that the Oogieloves is such an absolute shit piece that even children, the audience it's supposed to cater to, fucking despise it. And frankly, the movie is just absolutely horrible. It is by far the worst children's film ever made. It is the worst piece of children's entertainment ever committed to film. And that is saying a lot when you happen to look at the absolute plethora of god-awful children's, films out there. But guess what? Most of them are not going to go out of their way to insult a child's intelligence on the level that the fucking Oogieloves did. And as for the person who wanted to make it, I'm not sure if I mentioned this in the video because it's been a while. The reason why he wanted to make a supposedly interactive movie is because he saw people yelling at the screen at a Tyler Perry movie. So we can blame Tyler Perry for this piece of shit, and that's saying a lot because Tyler Perry is already known for making nothing but absolute cinematic bullshit, and now we can blame him for this too, if simply by proxy. So yes, Tyler Perry, fuck you for making any human being think that the Oogieloves would be a good idea, okay? You and your audience are disgusting. Now, with all that, yes, by the way, once more, the Oogieloves and the Big Balloon Adventure comes in at number 2. Number 1. Oh man, for the second straight year, an absolutely horrible film flies in at the last minute and steals the number 1 spot. Thank God, though, it wasn't my Christmas special. No. This time around, it was another sketch comedy movie from last year. From absolutely horrible human being Vince Offer. The movie is INAPPropriate Comedy, where Vince Offer thinks that we're basically ripping off of Loiter Squad and making ridiculously racist jokes or making really gay jokes are the absolute roadmap to comedy gold. Instead, it becomes the worst comedy I think any human being could ever watch. Guys, I'm going to tell you right now, you could probably watch a snuff film of a baby dying, and you'll probably get more laughs out of that than you will out of Inappropriate Comedy. And I would love it if Vince Offer would attempt to explain to the world how in holy fuck he thought that goddamn movie was worth putting out. I want him to explain how any of those jokes are funny. I want Vince Offer to own up to the fact that he has made the worst movie in the history of man. I want him to own up to this. This movie is that goddamn bad. And yes, guys, you can watch Inappropriate Comedy on Netflix. Don't. Do not waste your fucking time. I do not want other people to suffer the way that I did watching this absolute fucking disaster. This thing is a literal cinematic abortion, and for the love of fuck, it should never have been made, and I want Vince Offer to pay for the grievous sin of making it. So yes, guys, the worst movie I saw last year, which also has taken the top prize for worst movie I will ever get to watch, is Inappropriate Comedy. And Jesus God, if there is any kind of sanity in this world, Vince Offer will never be allowed near another goddamned camera for the rest of his hopefully short fucking life. So yes, guys, those are the 5 worst movies I saw last year, and hopefully we will not see shit as bad as this year. I am hoping for 2014 to be a year filled with at the very least passable movies. I am hoping to avoid as many fucking disasters as these as possible. However, I have this strong feeling that if somebody such as Craig Moss pumps out another shitty comedy, I'm almost gonna have to give it, a watch. And also then probably for the third straight year, it's not going to make the #1 spot on this countdown, but it probably will be guaranteed in this countdown. So yes, guys, I'm hoping that this year is going to be a year of great movies. And hopefully we will not see anything as bad as the 5 absolute shit pieces I had to talk about here. So yes, guys, with that we come to the close of our annual countdown celebration. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, take care, and I will see you all in the near future. Peace.